What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jarrell, Big Baby Miller. Get this, Jarrell Miller, as you guys can see, lashes out at Team Joshua and Eddie Hearn. And he says, quote, "Let's hear the bullshit." At Eddie Hearn, stop making excuses. Tell that little bit Ash Applejacks AJ and at Eddie Hearn, you step the F up. Stop making up BS stories. Unfinished business, period. He came to the USA one time, got his ass beat the fuck up, and never returned. Laughing my effing A off. At Sky Sports, and a lot of Showtime Boxing, Ellie Setback, Boxing Bully, and a lot of other people. Let me counterpunch. I think Jarrell Miller would be a better candidate than someone like Andy Ruiz. As you guys know, I've already made an Andy Ruiz video about possibly stepping in to replace Dillian White. But I think Jarrell Miller, there's enough interest in that fight. Jarrell Miller is the reason for fights like Andy Ruiz, for those first losses in Anthony Joshua's career. And I think it's warranted to get it back, like Wilder's team says, get it back in blood. Let's chop him up. Let's be that surgeon, because you know AJ was mad. AJ wanted nothing more than to rearrange Jarrell Miller's face. Okay? And he wanted that badly. He was on attack mode. You know, I don't know what the outcome would have been, but based on what we heard and the stuff that was speculating around AJ, he wasn't all the way there, but he didn't make excuses, so why should we? The point being known, I think and I feel that Jarrell Miller, that would be in Madison Square Garden, Texas Stadium, someplace massive. I think it would sell out in minutes if AJ came back to the States and fought who he actually intended on fighting, Jarrell Miller. And he's still undefeated. Okay? I think he's 4 fights in the game back from suspension. He's still talking trash. He's still working those gums, bumping those gums, and he's still training and he's still winning. So I think, if anything, Jarrell Miller would be a good candidate if you were going to fight someone that is not a sparring partner, that is not a southpaw, and that is not a guy that you've already fought before like Andy Ruiz. I think that is a perfect choice for Anthony Joshua, because he has personal interest in fighting Jarrell Miller. Now, here would be the problem, okay? Let me tell you guys before it happens. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn wouldn't want that fight, and he complained about losing money and Jarrell Miller owes him money and this, that, and the other. Well, okay. But your fighters have been tested or have been testing dirty lately. So you really can't talk about Jarrell Miller to talk about the core of what really Miller meant. He was like, let's hear the bullshit and stop making excuses. You know, like guys that have been crucified and nailed to the cross, like Jarrell Miller, are going to be the first ones that step up and say, see, where you at now, Eddie? You got another fighter on the hot seat, pissing hot, pissing dirty, okay? And I think Jarrell Miller has a point, because if you're not an Eddie Hearn fighter, he's going to burn you. But if you are, he's going to earn you. Bars. I would like to see that fight. Jarrell Miller and Anthony Joshua. Miller can probably make half of what he could have made. However, I think him fighting Joshua, it would be great for publicity. It would be a great build-up. I don't know how long they could really do it, because they did waste money already on White and all that. But understand this. This fight won't be in New York. It has to be in England, because they already have the venue. So they need a replacement guy. I say bring Jarrell Miller on. because he's asking for the fight. Andy Ruiz is asking for the fight. In fact, this is what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to ask you so you guys can give me your take on it. Who is better a fight for AJ at this point of his career? Andy Ruiz or Jarrell Miller? Okay, that's coming right up. It will be in the links below on top of being in my community. Okay, so you guys vote there. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe, and you guys can counterpunch. Peace!